So I'm playing The Last of Us Part 2 now, and at the beginning of the game, there's a very interesting conversation between Joel and his brother Tommy. I wanted to ask the question, should Joel have told Tommy about Ellie's condition in their journey? And that's what we're going to discuss in this video. So I guess the best way to get into this video would be talking about what leads us to these events. So in Last of Us Part 1, you find Ellie, a little girl who is immune to the virus, but you end up developing this bond with this girl akin to father and daughter. Now, the issue is you have a brother named Tommy, who at this point in time does not know that this little girl is immune. So you have these weird relationship dynamics going on between the three of them, and there's arguments on both sides. So let's start in favor of disclosing this information. For one, there's a trust and family bond that should be in place between Joel and Tommy. King, what do you mean by that? You can make the argument that Joel should have trusted Tommy as family. That's his brother, that's his loved one. They're both out here surviving, and at this point in time, they haven't done anything snaky to each other. And then another argument you can make is that there's safety in numbers. So when you think about it from a survival perspective, the knowledge of Ellie's condition could in fact possibly strengthen the group to make better decisions. So if there's a situation to where those who aren't immune wouldn't be able to engage with whatever obstacle is in the way, Ellie could play that role, because in essence she acts as a conduit into that world just by the simple fact that she's immune. Now on the flip side of that, you can't argue against it. For one, you want to protect Ellie at all costs. By the end of The Last of Us Part 1, Joel shows that he will do whatever it takes to save this little girl's life, including going against the world, going against finding a cure, finding a vaccine for this, developing one. He's willing to go against all that to save this little girl, because again, he looks at her like a daughter, so it doesn't matter if she can save the world. If I lose her in the process, then it's not worth it, right? And then number two, which is in my opinion an even greater argument, fear of exploitation. Because in Joel's mind, and this is the reality of this world, anybody, including Tommy, might see Ellie differently and might try to put her at risk. So earlier, that scenario that we painted to where she's able to traverse obstacles that the average person wouldn't be able to do, at the same particular time, she could be set up into a doomsday type situation by trying to exploit that ability. And there's critical moments in the game that really show Joel's decision making. For me, the greatest example of that is the end of Last of Us Part 1, when he goes into that medical room, and at least I slaughtered everybody. I didn't leave anybody alive. So when you think of a man that's willing to go that far, you can see why he would have reservation in terms of telling Tommy about Ellie's condition. And then as you start to ponder and think it further, you can see why, okay, I need to tell Tommy what time it is with Ellie. Because what I've noticed playing The Last of Us Part 2 is that there's a guilt element associated with Joel and him not allow her to die on that hospital table. And the way Naughty Dog framed it, they framed it as though he's almost carrying this emotional weight as a result of his decision. So in essence, Tommy not only acts as a brother, but he's almost like a therapist to Joel in that situation. Because remember, Joel didn't tell Ellie the truth. Joel lied. Joel undersold her immunity to allow her to live a, can't necessarily say normal life, but continue to live, period. So that leaves us with a question. What would you have done in Joel's position? Would you have told your brother? Would you have told a loved one that you really trusted? And while you're thinking about that answer, I want you to think about the theme of trust, the theme of protection, and the moral dilemmas that make The Last of Us Part 2. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Promise to bring you more content. Check out my other content as well. My name is King Cartel. We up out of here.